Go on, sit down. There we go. Right. Continue on.
What from where?
What you was talking about?
What? When I was, who did I shoot? What?
Tell me when you earned the 30 grand.
When we went out to Angola.
Right, so start from the beginning.
Right, I bumped into Dane.
Yeah.
Doing anything, George? Sorry, no, a lot, mate. He went, there's a bit of work if you want it. I said, what's that? He said, outside, the naughty, which is mercenary work. I went, okay. How much it paid? He went, 30G. I went, when we going? Went out there, went to Singapore, got to where we had to go. Went and done the business. Now we've got to come out of Africa, just up from Zambezi. Long trip. We can't go into any airports, we've got to go through the back door. The only way we can come out is by sea. So we walked all the way to Port Gentil.
How many miles?
It took us 4 or 5 days, so I suppose 350, 400 miles, because you're talking about jungle, top of Angola.
And that's what you done, about 400 miles through the jungle?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Got to Port Gentil. Dave the Yank went and fucking done some business. We went up on the ship from there, right round the Cape to, what's it, from Gentil, where did we wind up? It's just past, fucking hell, I'm losing it. Bottom of Africa, South Africa. So no. Table Mountain, what's that?
Zambia, no, I don't know, anyway, go on, crack on.
Yeah, so we ran up there, then we got another boat round to Singapore. Then we've got to wait to get a flight home. So in this little place, just outside of Singapore, called Penang. And it's like a little village with igloos with their huts, food and all that. And the geezer who arranged all the work for us, we're bundled up, we know we're coming home to money. Come on mate, I'm going to take you out for the night. All of a sudden he said, you ever been in an opium den? I went, no. Never took drugs in my life. He went, come on then. And he took me to this place. He went, this is once in your life. I went in it, he paid for it all. I laid on the bed, and there's a film like Robert De Niro does the same thing.
Deer Hunter.
You ever seen it?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Where the old bird.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And that's the first time I ever had a drug like that. I was sick, but that's all part of it apparently, the first part. I never knew 2 years later.
It's heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that rush you get when you're sick first, that's what I want to see again.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Sam told me that. Anyway, what happened then? Oh, we managed to get home.
Just
That's
about.
fucking hard work. But you can't open the money and all that. I don't last you fucking 5 minutes.
How long did that 30 grand last, sir, would you say?
3 months.
3 months, really? So what did you do with it? Go on.
Car, 3 grand.
Yeah.
All my stuff was tailor-made.
Yeah. Did you buy an house?
Bought a black flat and finger holder.
Yeah.
Or finger holder, to say it properly. That was 13 grand. I just had a fucking good time.
And spunked the rest up the wall, getting pissed and birds.
Yeah.
Fair play, yeah.
That's what I done.
So go on, where did it go from there? What else happened after that?
Well, a skint out of that.
So what did you do next?
What happened then? I got
How did you get into robbing banks? How did you first get into doing that? Or post office or whatever the fuck you was doing armed robberies?
How did I get into it?
No, what was the
Well,
first
when
time?
I was 17, 18,
Mm.
what happened?
No, I'm talking when you was doing the
Right,
big time
no,
ones.
what I've done, I started working for a firm driving Arctics
Yeah.
at Greenwich, Lovells. And they used to have these big long copper ingots, all in piles, like stacked like that,
Yeah.
in the yard. And they was about 2.5 foot, 3 foot long. And they was right heavy. And every now and again I used to have to take a load of them to wherever. And I thought to myself, they got to be worth a few fucking quid. Anyway, I was talking to this geezer one day, and Billy Chickens come up to me and went, you the chap that called to talk? I went, yeah. He went, someone told me he was picking ingots up. I said, yeah, I mentioned it a couple of people went. He said, oh, what's the money, mate? He said, do you want to get hijack? I went, well, yeah, what's that involved? I ain't got a fucking clue, right?
Yeah.
So he's told me what's got to happen. They're going to hijack me at fucking and take me to Epping Forest and dump me and tie me up and fucking all sorts. So I went, yeah. So I said, well, how do I get out of it? He said, well, you have to make your way to the main road.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, don't forget, I'm a kid. These are grown up men. They're 10, 12 years, right, been at it all their lives, you know what I mean? I said, how much I'll get out of this? He went, a monkey? That's 500 quid.
Yeah, sweet.
I've never seen 500 quid in my fucking life, have I? But I've got to be laid out, bashed over the head and all the rest of the shit. Anyway, I stood for it. I made it the main road, some cunt stopped and all that. Old Bill were called. They took me to Stoke Newton Nick. I've got this, they took me into a room, there was this detective sergeant there, I think he was. And he was saying to me, you arranged this, didn't you? I went, what do you mean arranged it? What are you talking about, arranged what? I said, hey, what? He went, dummies, there were bundles of money and all that. And I went, I ain't got a clue what you're talking about, mate. He said, what do they look like? And I don't know why, but I've got two images in my head, Steve McQueen and Elvis Presley. And that's how I identified them. I said, well, one was, you know, it just come out. Well, that was the start of my demise.
So what happened?
Well, I can prove nothing. I got hijacked, didn't I?
Yeah, so did they let you go?
Yeah, they be going there. Yeah.
Did you get your monkey?
Of course I did, yeah.
What did you spend that on?
Having a good time.
Good
My
time,
gangster,
guy.
yeah, I know.
So the first bank or like
First
what was the
security
biggest
bank
job you
I ever
done?
done.
Yeah, go on.
Someone gave it to me. They told me about it. And that was at Leavesden Hospital. It's a mental hospital.
and you didn't take heed of that, no?
Pardon?
You didn't think nothing was dodgy about that?
No. Gotta go and have a look. You know, it's a mental
Oh, what, the job was at a mental hospital?
Yeah, it's
oh,
a
right, I got
security
you.
van.
Right, I got you.
Goes into the grounds, but the actual place...
I thought you meant the geezer that give you the job was from a mental
No,
hospital.
silly bastard. As you drive into the gaff,
Yeah.
it's all wide and they park cars. On the left, you see all these, it's all wired off and everything, and you've got these gantries going across. On the bottom floor, you've got these big lumps walking around in all white, and you've got all these crazy cunts walking about.
Oh, right,
It's a mental hospital, right?
Yeah.
But so they've got nursing staff, loads of stuff. This guy who gave it to me, his wife worked in there, in the offices and all the rest of it. She's told us about, or he told us about a security van goes in there
Yeah.
to deliver all the fucking money or pick money or whatever. No, pick money up. They're coming out with money, whatever. So we're gonna rob it. That's my first one. So I had a drive up there, went down and looked at it. We parked up by this fence. Didn't realise all these nutters were there then. Anyway, we're eyeing it, the van come in. I said to him, can't do it round there. It's too fucking, we won't ever get out. I said, what we've got to do, before they go in, they got to stop and one of them gets out and goes round. I said, that's how we got to do it. Grab hold of him.
Make the other one get out.
Yeah. So that's what we want. But when we parked up watching it, when it's gone off, like we got the prize and all the rest of it, as we're coming, we're jumping, but alarms have gone off and everything. And they've got all these nuts going. You got in the ring and come out, oh fuck.
What, you had a load of nutcases chasing you?
No, they can't. They'll all be on a fucking big fence. Couldn't wait to get out.
Waving you on. Go boys, go. What getaway car was it?
Can't remember. Oh, now that's another part of the story.
Oh, well, let's hear that.
It was a yellow. You wouldn't want to drive one of them, but it was quite a thing at the time.
Inconspicuous then, yeah.
No, there was quite a lot of them. It was
Didn't stand out at all. You nana.
It was a full fucking thing. No, I had it. We licked it and it was yellow.
Yeah.
But we got a geezer sprayed it for us.
What
painted
colour?
it Anyway,
What-
coated it.
What colour?
Blue, dark blue.
Oh, right, okay. Going executive
But
on us.
anyway, it don't matter, whatever about it.
Oh, it's all in the details.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I've lost the plot.
So you got the prize out of the security van. You got away.
Got round, now we've got to come out and do a right. On the right, this is near Leeston, near Watford. Down there, do another right, we've got to get to this geezer's house.
Yeah.
Swapped the car over, got rid of the car and that was it. Gone round his house, because we got the tools and all that. Had a cur up, give him his money. This is a geezer who gives us a bit of work.
Yeah.
You ain't going to believe what his name was.
Well,
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott.
Yeah.
Well, there's
No
something in
relation
common.
to us. Anyway, we got two tools there, a shotgun and a 38. We got to drive home from there to where we live, Greenford and that, Norfolk. Bill said, we'll leave them here. I said, well, pack them up well, you know what I mean, make sure everything's right. They ain't silly, old Bill. They've tumbled his old woman because she's got form.
Yeah.
So they've gone through all the fucking things, they found, so they grilled her, they come round the house. Where's he put the fucking guns?
Where?
In the baby's cot.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. So they found him, what's he done? Loaded us up.
Well, he would though, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So they got us up in, come and got us fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. They got us up in St Albans, in the nick there. And they got him in a separate cell.
Oh, I bet they've.
I've got the screws, chatting, oh, well, he's all right, mate, he's one of my, he just, you know, he was up again, you know. They put him in the cell, and I went, so we battered the fuck out of him.
Good boy.
I've all come in and I slung him out, that was the end of that.
Well, at least you got him.
He got 7 years.
And the
Mate
black.
didn't. He got 6 years.
Yeah. And what did you get?
Eh?
And what did you get?
I got 11, no, 12, didn't I?
12. And what did you have to do out of that? 3,
9.
9. Yeah, because back in the day it was 2/3, wasn't it? Or 3/4, what's it? 3/4.
2/3.
2/3 of your sentence.
But I lost a lot.
Why was that?
Fucking about in there.
What was you
Fighting
doing?
Screws and all that.
Why was you fighting screws?
I just like fighting them. They used to upset me.
Why did they upset you?
Well, they used to shout at you and things. You know?
Did they? Did you like that?
Nah.
What would set you off? What was the trick, like your trigger word?
It's like, I suppose I've done it all my life. I put my stamp down straight away, let them know what I'm all
But
about.
what's the one word that you hate that if someone calls you it that absolutely make you go off the nut?
Cunt.
But you say it all the time.
No, but it's a certain way of saying it.
Oh yeah, it can mean a lot of different things, cunt.
Yeah, you can talk between your mates and go, you silly cunt and all that, it don't mean nothing. But when someone goes cunt, you're a cunt, that means something.
Why do you think us Elliots can't take, like, being mugged off? Why do you think that's the one thing that makes us go nuts? Because I've got the same thing in me, Mason's got the same thing in him. Why do you think that is?
It's hereditary, isn't it?
Yeah, but why have we got such a thing? Why do we let our pride get in the way?
Because we're too far, we don't think. Once someone puts our back out, we don't stop and think about it. It's act. Done. It's
But why can't we control that action or that emotion?
I think it probably stems from me, I think. No, seriously.
Okay.
No, my upbringing with my old man. I know he thought the world of you, but he was a bastard to me, Lee. Honestly, he was a bad bastard to me. So battered the life out of me.
Yeah, but you haven't battered the life out of me, and I've still got the same.
I always swore, because
and I've been the same with Mason. He's only had his arse slapped once. So even so, we've still got that same trait. So what? It doesn't mean
it's different circumstances. It's I got to a stage. I mean, my man, I tell you, everything that went wrong, it was my fucking fault, and I used to slap my mum and all the rest of it, and I didn't. And I think it just made me wild, and all of a sudden, I think I told her I was about 14 or something like that, and he got his belt out to whack my mum, and I punched him up in the belly, and he hit the door, and the door split, because he was a big old lump, and I thought, oh, bollocks, like, and all that. Anyway, I done hit my mum again and all that. That was that. 3 weeks later, or something, I walked in there. Now don't forget, I'm a 14-year-old kid.
But that does affect you mentally, and it does make you a certain way.
As I walked in, he took his shirt off and that, now he's in his vest. He went, so you think you can fight your old man, can you? A lucky punch, yeah, pump. Now my man was an Indian boxing champion in the army. I'm a kid, he's going like that, like a boxer.
Yeah, crashing you.
I'm going, and I'm screaming so much, and I'm fighting back into him. Mr. Gunn next door, our neighbour, he come running in, got home, he said, what are you doing to this boy? I was black and blue. That's when my mum and dad split up.
Well, that's not your fault though, is it?
Oh, well, I'm on my own now, from 14.
But that's what made you that way. And
so the batterings I got, that just made me wild.
Yeah, I know it made you wild. And it makes you do the same thing in your relationships. I've done the same thing in my relationships because I've seen it. And, like, that's how it carries on. Mason won't do that because he hasn't seen that. But he's still a little fucker. And he's got your stamp. That's what you have to understand. He's quite shrewd and, like, snaky. And I don't like that bit about him.
My fault, is it?
Yeah.
My fault, is it?
It's that bit of Foster's you give him down the Swan. I knew it had an effect. How fucking dare you.